Hey guys, so this video is probably the one I should have posted first. I've kind of been procrastinating it because it's my story and it's kind of complex. Why I lost the weight, who I am, what I do, how I lost the weight, what my future looks like, what brought me from one point to this point, all the above. But it's very difficult to get used to talking into this camera, spilling out your guts, showing your body that you're not happy with right now. It takes some getting used to, especially because you stumble on your words, you act like, this is going to be so easy, but when you sit in this chair and you look at this camera and you start talking, you just kind of almost start babbling and you lose focus. So anyway, I'm not going to edit this video. What you see is what you get. I'm sure I'm going to stumble on words. I might repeat a couple things, but my point is to be here to hopefully inspire one of you, whether it's to lose weight or whatever it may be. I know that I've been inspired so much through people in person and YouTube videos and my job. I'm an ultrasound tech. I've been doing that for almost 20 years. I swear the medical field will humble you to the core. So anyway, I just don't want to make this too long. Again, I know I've done a couple little videos. This one probably should have been the first one, but my name is Cheryl and I'm a mother of 4. I am almost 46 years old. So through my whole life, I basically battled my weight. Never really had a good connection or relationship with my mother. Don't know why. Now being a mother, I don't know how that happened. She just, she provided for me, but she just wasn't there for me emotionally a lot of times when I needed her to be. So growing up, it was just easy to feed me, and make me happy by food. When, fast forward to high school, I've got very heavy at one point, and I begged her to put me on Jenny Craig, and she wouldn't. So, it's kind of crazy because throughout my whole life story, back and forth with this weight, issue, I've never really had a support system, a genuine support system until right now. And wow, what a difference. And that is number one key, is to make sure that people around you are there to encourage you, to be your cheerleader and support you, okay? So again, I juggled it, back and forth, losing weight, lose a little, gain a lot, started having children. We all know what that does to us. My oldest is 23, my youngest is 9. And I have, lost it, almost got to, this point now a couple times, but never made it to under 200. I haven't been under 200 since high school, seriously. But then we get married, we have children, we live life. My first husband wasn't into fitness, gained a lot of weight in that marriage with my pregnancies, battled and battled, left that marriage. Then I got a little thinner, and then I met my second husband, which then I was with for 12 years. And of course, my last pregnancy, I was actually 37 years old when I got pregnant with him. And it's so funny because I don't really eat that bad. I mean, yeah, we all like our sugar, we all like, our alcohol sometimes, and I always stay busy. Like, I never sit on the couch. I'm constantly busy. I mean, I have 2 jobs, I have a spray tan business. I used to coach cheerleading, run a household. Like, literally, I stay very, very busy. So it's just so crazy how someone so busy and doesn't really eat that bad can gain so much weight and not, get it off. So, anyway, so I just battled. It was just a battle for me, uphill battle. So my second marriage definitely was a tough marriage. At first it was all, rainbows and lollipops, and then he cheated on me. He definitely had a alcohol problem, which I could definitely see, like an addictive personality within him. But you know, when we're in a bad relationship or anything, when we're in a bad relationship or we have a bad boss and we hate our job or we hate our body, anything that's going to take crazy change, it's almost more comfortable just to say, well, I'll just hopefully wait for them to change, or I'll just stay in this job. I mean, it is money and whatever. We make all these different excuses of why we stay in a situation that makes us miserable and makes it a very toxic, environment for us. I don't know why we do that, but we do. Because, it's easier to stay on top of the cliff and safe, even though we're not happy, than to jump off of it and take a risk and take a chance to hopefully better ourselves. And that's why the title to this thumbnail states, nothing changes if nothing changes. So say that a few times, because I'll never forget when I first saw that in writing. And I was at the store, it was just on this little plaque, and it just, I don't know, it's true. Nothing changes if nothing changes. And that's with everything. Because through that marriage, it was basically all fighting. I mean, he was lying about everything. I was catching him. He was lying. He'll say sorry. I'm going to change. I'm going to fix it. Nothing changed. Nothing was fixed. I was hoping for the sake of our kids he would. Again, nothing changes. I was pretty damn miserable at the end. I've been doing ultrasound for 20 years. I love my job. I love making patients, feel comfortable in the most uncomfortable situation, which is at a hospital being sick. I love working with doctors. I love them to depend on me to help them help that patient. I love my job, and I had a job that I hated because of a boss that was like a narcissist. She was horrible to work with. She made all kinds of toxicity in the department. I hated the job that I love to do. That is crazy. Why do we stay in those situations? I'm not sure, but I did. And I stayed in a marriage thinking that there was going to be change. And I can promise you, if you're younger watching this, if someone quacks like a duck and walks like a duck, trust me, they're a duck. They're going to show their true colors. And if someone doesn't literally change from being genuine, they're not going to change. So one day, this is the big shebang, what happened in my marriage and why it ended. So here I am sitting there. I'm miserable in my marriage. I have a husband that I can't trust. He already cheated on me. I hate my body. I literally think about my body till this day, every 30 seconds. Now, not so much, yes, I constantly am thinking about how I'm going to be improving it more so before my plastic surgeries, but literally in a 265, 270, I think my heaviest was 285 at my pregnancy point. I was absolutely miserable. I couldn't be a good friend and a good mother as I wanted to be. I literally was miserable. I hated my body, my marriage, my job, well, not my job, my boss. And I was literally a dead end. And so you try to search for all these things that are going to make you happy. Spend money, buy this, buy that. I had every part of the equation wrong, and I just did not know what to do. So you just go through the motions, you just stay. Till the one day it happened, my ex-husband now, he had went on his own business in November of 2016. And one day he was standing in the kitchen washing his hands, and his cell phone was literally falling out of his pocket. So of course I come along and I grab it. Well, there was a text message on there. And the text message says, "Let me know when your wife leaves. I'll be over at 1:30. Well, you and I both know what that means. So I call it, and it was this girl, and she stated that she was at my house the day before. Now keep in mind, the day before, my kids and I were out enjoying a Gasparilla parade. And then all of a sudden, during that conversation with her so-called boyfriend starts texting the phone, saying that my wife just wants pills and how dare your wife yell at my wife? And it literally went from what I thought was a normal Sunday and I'm getting ready to go to the grocery store, turned out to be my husband now is selling drugs, and he's got these crazy people on the phone who apparently he's dealing drugs. Like, that is crazy. I'll never forget that day. It was just like, what is happening? So of course we get in a fight. He leaves, he comes back many hours later, and we have this big discussion, and he says to me, the next thing I tell you, it's gonna be over forever. And you could imagine, like, I was like, okay, well, you cheat on me? Do you have a mistress? Like, I just did not know what that was. So for 45 minutes, we went around and around and around. Like, the man just would not tell me what this next big thing was. So finally, I got it out of him. So he says, well, I've been trying and actually been smoking meth. And I don't even know, like, I think I blacked out because I'm like, well, I kind of know what it is. I mean, I work in the ER. I see people crazy on all these little stimulants and inhaling things and whatever, but what the heck is meth? And I had no idea what methamphetamines were, how you smoked it, what you did. Now, keep in mind, there were a couple of things really weird that was going around, in my house. I had a spray tan studio, chairs were missing. I would come home and there'd be a chair in front of a mirror. He would say that he was, killing a cockroach. Seriously? No, you weren't. Just really little weird things. So, of course, now he tells me this jaw-dropping information, and I'm sitting there like, what the heck do I do with this information now? It was crazy. So the reaction that a mom and a wife have, and well, I know I do, is to fix you. So I'm like, oh my God, we have to get you a psychiatrist. We need to get you on, and to a doctor, like, you need help. And I knew this was going to happen. Like, your personality had such an addictive personality throughout the years. I wasn't actually shocked, but I was shocked. So then after I say what I had to say, he then looked at me and said, I don't love you enough to quit. So it was pretty crazy. Because at that point, still loved him at that point. I mean, I hated him, but loved him, So basically within 3 hours of a conversation, I knew our marriage was going to be over. And I knew that my whole life has changed now, So fast forward, I kicked him out. I made him stay. We had 2 acres. I made him stay in a camper in the back of my house. And that is when shit really got crazy. So he now didn't have to hide the fact that he was on methamphetamines, and nor did he. So now I'm dealing with this meth head, coming in my house, stealing my clothes, stealing my jewelry, stealing my shoes. He stole the kids' iPods. I have everything documented, pictures of everything missing. Took all the screen TVs, took all the perimeter lights around the house, unscrewed them out. Would sneak in at night and try to take our cell phones. Like, literally, my daughter, she was 9 at the time, almost 10 actually. It was so crazy, but I literally could not sugarcoat it. I had to educate her. She could see what was going on. We were all learning about it for the first time. She was there. You can't sugarcoat to your children. You have to just educate them. So yeah, he literally made it a nightmare. It was like living a war zone. And I don't wish anyone ever having to deal with a family member or loved one on these kind of drugs. They are crazy. They get very paranoid. You can't communicate with them. It is absolutely insane. So anyway, I knew, okay, now what am I going to do? I'm married. I have 2 children. Thank God we're only renting the house, for God's sake. So what do you do? Things were getting crazy. He's coming in every night trying to steal our stuff. We literally had to sleep with our purses, strapped around us in the bed, sleep with our purses. We had to take showers and shifts. It was like live in a scary movie. I'm not joking. So I knew for my safety, for my kids' safety, I also knew he was dealing drugs throughout the neighborhood and people were coming to our house. I had the cops called so many times. I just knew we had to get out. So I, got movers, we locked up everything, we packed up everything. And one day when I knew he was going to be gone all day, I had the movers come and take all my stuff to storage. We stayed with some friends, which, yes, just dropped the control. We stayed with some friends, which I will truly always forever be so thankful for. And then we stayed there. So, but you could only stay, with your friends so long with 2 children, So I was like, okay, now I gotta figure out my life now with 2 kids now. And one job that I hated. Now remember, I hate my job. I'm miserable. What am I gonna do? So long story short, I got a couple other jobs part-time. Then I tried to rent an apartment. Well, this guy, my ex-husband, on methamphetamines, obviously he's not working because he's doing drugs during the day and he had his truck repoed, brand new truck repoed, very expensive, with my name on it, repoed. I don't know, in Florida, some kind of crazy rule around the leasing community, which was one leasing company that did a whole bunch of apartments in the area that I wanted to live. Their main thing was if you have a repo on your record, you cannot lease an apartment. So anyway, I was just like, what am I gonna do? I didn't even know. It's hard to live with roommates with kids. We got another roommate that I actually didn't know. It was a stranger that had, a 2-story house, and she ended up being an alcoholic and was causing too much drama. And I was like, listen, I just left one crazy town. I definitely don't need another crazy town. So that's what I decided. Listen, kids, let's talk. And I wanted to get their opinion about traveling. As an ultrasound tech, we have the ability to travel for work. And so they were on board. They're like, let's do it. So I went with a traveling company that I've used before. I got a job here in California, and that was it. We decided to pack up literally all of our belongings with the dog and the cat, and scared to death. I mean, I was scared to death. I'm driving across country with my children, going to Southern California. I know not a soul in Southern California, and I'm gonna go start my life at this new job all by myself with 2 children. I mean, seriously, it was the most scary, terrifying thing I ever did, but I did it. And it has been the best decision I've ever made in my entire life. So now that we're in California, I now then realized, holy crap, I'm it. I don't have a relationship with my in-laws because they were enablers, and they were just always weird, never really a big part of my children's life. My mom, don't have a relationship with her. My father passed away when, 9 years ago. And I mean, of course I've had some good friends, but as far as helping me and taking care of me and taking care of my kids, I literally had nobody but myself. And my kids only have me. So I was like, okay, I need to lose this weight. They only have me. And if I can go through all of that craziness, and I can travel across country, and I can start my life in a whole different state, I can lose this weight. Seriously. Come on now. So I did the most unthinkable thing that I would never do in a billion years. I knew that I needed something to be accountable, and I needed someone to be accountable to. So I went to the local biggest gym in Southern California, in this little area, and I got a guy trainer, and that's what I did. 2 things that I would never, ever, ever do, ever. Because, when we're not feeling good about ourselves, the last thing we want to do is, work out with a guy trainer at a big gym. It makes you very insecure. But I did it. I didn't care. So I went every day. My trainer kept my diet very simple. He didn't go into detail. There was no meal prepping really. There was no writing anything down. He kept it very simple. He was like 10% carbs, 60% lean protein, and 40% vegetables, or vice versa with the vegetables. He just kept it very, very simple, but basically it was 10% carbs every meal. That was it. Gallon of water a day and work out every day. So you're doing cardio, then you're doing weight training, and then cardio after weight training. And I did that every day. I did take Sundays off, but sometimes Sundays I would go to the gym. My daughter was able to work out with me, and she went along with me, and we worked out. And my son had the, of course, the daycare there. So all of a sudden I started seeing like, whoa, my pants are getting looser, and holy crap, this is really working. And I basically almost 60 pounds off that way. And then I, of course, after that hit a plateau. I know this video is getting long, so I'm kind of gonna shorten it up a little bit. So that video, how I lost the last 30 pounds, because I'm almost to like 90, I think 92 pounds so far I have lost. But so 60 pounds, diet, clean eating, gym. Gym will always be a part of my life. It's gonna always be a part. It just makes you feel better. Your muscles stay toned and tight, and it's a big, huge part of my boyfriend's life and our lifestyle, just being active, and I just love that. So then fast forward to my little plateau. My boyfriend obviously goes to the gym every day. You'll eventually see him and meet him, for those of you that don't know what he looks like, but he's 51 and he's got a body of a 30-year-old. I'm not joking. But so anyway, we started looking up supplements, and he knows a lot about those and hormones, etc. And we came across the HCG diet, which literally was a game changer for me. Now, I know that a lot of you don't care about that, so I'm not going to go into all of the HCG information here on this video, because my God, this video is long already, but I will be posting another video about that. Also, I'll be documenting about HCG, taking you on my next round of HCG here in a couple weeks. I'll be documenting it every day, my weight loss every day. It will be kind of cool to see the scale drop. So yeah, so the last 30 pounds was HCG diet. So just I'll keep you posted. Keep an eye out for that if you're interested, because it is a game changer. So that's it. That's basically my story. Again, nothing changes if nothing changes. No diet really works. It's a lifestyle, and it is. It's kind of like, when your parents say, oh, when you get old, you're going to think this way, you're going to think that way. Just honestly, the diet, the lifestyle, the body change, just like everyone's always said, you see it all over YouTube, social media, everywhere you see it. It's literally a mindset. Check. It is. It's a lifestyle. It is. It's having a someone that supports you, like my boyfriend. I cannot tell you, I love him so much. Sorry. And I'm not going to edit this out. But when you really have someone that really cares about you and has your best interest, he's my biggest fan, my biggest cheerleader through this journey of mine and my children. But it's very important that you have someone, and if someone doesn't support you, you need to do it anyway and find the inner courage, because I'm telling you, life is so short. We all know that, and getting your body back it's finally gonna be like my inner peace, I kept saying, like, God, I have everything. Like, I have, beautiful children, and I have a really good career, and I have really everything. And the only thing I never really finished was getting my body back. And it's finally happening. And you can do it too. It's not hard. So that's why I decided to document this journey, so I can look back at this, because it's a big deal. So anyway, stay tuned. I have so much more to show. we'll be going to Arizona soon for my plastic surgery consult, which will be very, very emotional for me. That whole journey through the plastic surgery and the skin removal. And I will show you all of that as well. So God bless you guys, and please stay tuned. And I hope that if one of you are interested or need support or just need I've had one girl just literally, don't even know her. She messaged me, she ended up calling me, and we talked for like over 45 minutes. Sometimes it's just nice to have someone to talk to that's been through this. So anyway, take care, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye.